Like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below. This morning, Friday, the CCSA reports 8,158 new cases of the COVID variants around the nation within a 24-hour period. In that same period, 3,942 people recovered and 15 deaths have been recorded. Thailand's Prime Minister has ordered both the Ministries of Commerce and Energy to review food and fuel pricing to consumers. Price freezes on LPG gas used for cooking have been extended, and major fuel companies have been asked to keep prices at the pumps as low as possible. Pork, chicken, egg and other pricing is also being monitored in an effort to avoid inflation, all three being staple diet and usually inexpensive foodstuffs in Thailand. The founder of HEINECKE Group, which owns and operates numerous fast food franchises along with high-end hotels and restaurants, has sent an open letter to the Prime Minister this week. The group founder, William HEINECKE, who heads HEINECKE, one of the largest hospitality companies in Asia, which saw its beginnings here in Pattaya at what was the Royal Garden Resort 44 years ago, began by praising the government's initial approach and efforts to control and contain the COVID virus, dating back to the initial infections. Those, of course, originated in China, and in the subsequent years that have seen national health valued over commerce. He then, though, went on to review the current Omicron variant and regulations currently in place here, raising the question of opening borders as opposed to the current cancellation of the test-and-go systems, a change which is and will cripple this year's tourism for the nation. Citing the WHO statements that border closures are ineffective, he also believes that the Thailand pass system is ineffective too, and that current restrictions on times for alcohol sales in tourist zones are also detrimental to tourism. Citing the recent sandbox expansion to southern islands, he's commended that but asked for the adding of further regions, saying that would be a positive move. Inferring that we do have to adapt to living with the virus, Mr. H suggested pre-departure RT-PCR testing for all those wanting to travel here, and that any hotel guest who subsequently develops the virus should be allowed to quarantine in their hotel room. He also reaffirmed his commitment to work with the government and support all efforts to weather the COVID wave, and concluded by saying that he's confident that with a balanced approach, businesses could remain open and keep the economy, in his words, humming. This is an extraordinary open letter, as Mr. H is a leading figure in the hotel and tourism industry, having built his group, which includes the Avani hotels and others, from the ground up, and is seen as one of the most experienced and established of entrepreneurs within the catering industry here. And this is the first time that an individual of such high status has openly voiced a polite yet qualified need for change. 4 men sought after the killing of 2 Bengal tigers in Kanchanaburi have given statements to police yesterday. They had shot, killed and skinned the animals and were about to feast on the carcass when their camp was raided by authorities and they fled. In their statement, the men claimed to have been cattle farmers and to have lost some 20 cattle to the tigers. So they used one of the dead cows as bait, lay in wait for the big cats and killed them. At the scene, authorities found a shotgun, several homemade rifles, close to 200 rounds of munition and 22 ping-pong bombs. It's now down to police to decide their fate, and other locals are being questioned to establish the truth behind the illegal hunt. When a Thai couple planned their wedding ceremony, it obviously included family and friends and went well, despite the fact that neither the bride nor the groom actually attended. The future husband failed COVID testing days before their wedding, but they insisted it go ahead, and the hopefully still happy couple joined in the festivities via a video link. That went viral, with all who watched wishing them a speedy recovery. Meanwhile, at home and in our own region, 10% of the total new COVID cases for one day nationally occurred within Chonburi province in the same 24-hour period, with the reminder that the Omicron variant, now the most prevalent, has only minor symptoms in most cases. 825 new cases for the province, seeing Chonburi City report 88, Silachar 173, Banglamung including Pattaya 419 and Satahip 76. 24 eateries, mostly newly relaunched from being bars in Pattaya, have been found in violation of COVID regulations or selling alcohol after the 9 o'clock watershed this week. Even genuine, pre-existing and established restaurants are being visited and checked It's not illegal to remain open after 9 o'clock, but it is illegal to continue to sell alcohol after that time. Photographs released by police show a visit to one obviously closed and shuttered Soi 6 restaurant, where, once the shutters were raised by the police, it was obvious that business was full on. There, both customers and staff were detained by the police, and these visits, checks and raids can be expected to continue for the foreseeable future, with added checks that will require managers to show their applications for registration as eateries and approved registration under the SHA Plus scheme, designed to limit the spread of the COVID virus. In Jomtien, it's estimated that over 100 customers fled by leaping fences and using back doors to escape a nightclub masquerading as an art gallery as police went to check, following complaints by one of those concerned citizens. The 10:30 raid saw staff delaying police in their entry as patrons fled in every direction. Meanwhile, as Banglamung at least can sell alcohol during certain hours, in neighbouring Rayong province they can't. Provincial police there have carried out checks on numerous venues in and around Rayong, including Ban Chang, and in addition to sniffing coffee cups, also check bills to see what's been sold. With the Met Office promising highs today of 31, dropping down to 25, and the promise of a clear and mostly sunny day. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme,